Good morning. Happy Monday. Is it Monday already? Monday, Monday, boo boo, doo 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 doo. How is everyone? I'm fantastic. She wanted to walk already, so she better do her business because that'll be the only walk she gets until I get off work. I mean, she can go out back, but you know what I'm saying. I was thinking about growing up. My dad, he was a full-time policeman, but then he worked all these part-time jobs all the time. He was always picking up part-time jobs. But he had permanent part-time jobs. He would work the bank on, I think it was Friday and Saturday, and then he would do his hospital gig on Wednesday night and Saturday night. Nothing against Harry, nothing. But as soon as Harry walked out the door at 3 o'clock to go to work at the hospital, my mom would turn her head to me and I would look at her and we'd be like, what are we gonna do tonight? What are we gonna do tonight? And my mom, before she was diagnosed with MS, she worked for a building supply company, so she learned a lot of things working there. It wasn't like Home Depot or Lowe's, it was more like Ace. It was a very small place called More Handley. But she would say, I know what let's do. And I'd be like, oh God, this is gonna require work. She's about to put me to work. Let's remove all the wallpaper in the kitchen and then paint it country blue. Okay, because I never said no. I just said, okay, how do we remove wallpaper? She said, oh, it's real easy. We just need some vinegar. Okay, please stand by. You put the, trying to put the sun, yeah, I have to walk backwards. I'll just walk backwards all the way home because that sun's pretty bright. And it's washing out my face like I look like a big white moon face. Okay, so anyway, we would score the wallpaper, which means you take a knife. Good night. What was that screaming? That sounded like something. Oh, there's kids riding down the road on something. I forgot what a Segway. Maybe it was them screaming. I don't know. Did y'all hear it? Y'all can't answer me because I'm not live. Focus, Tracy. So we would take a knife and we would make big X's. Yeah, that was the kids. They just did it again. We would make big X's in the wallpaper and then we sprayed the entire kitchen down with vinegar. Can I tell you how bad that kitchen smelled with all that vinegar in it? Ugh. And then the idea was to take like are they called scalpels? No, I don't know. The big painter, the putty knife, but the big wide one, I don't know what they're called. We would take those and in our minds, we would just simply slide it up and the wallpaper would just remove so easily. And we could go ahead and start painting. Mom would already have the paint, knowing this was the plan. Well, that never went as planned. Never. This hair, what in the world? My hair over there is just wanting to say hello to everybody. Looks like a chicken's butt sticking out. Yeah, it never came off like that. It would come off in little pieces. And we'd spray with more vinegar. And I think we even tried fabric softener. We tried the stuff that came from the store. We tried everything to get that wallpaper off. And we gouged the walls with the putty knife. It was the biggest mess. But we would finally get it off. Most of it. There's still some pretty hideous wallpaper under that paint. You can still see a little bit of a seam. And it's been painted 100 times since the country blue, because she was as bad as me about wanting to paint. Let's paint it yellow. Let's paint it red. Let's paint it whatever. Yeah, she was just like me in wanting to tackle something. And boy, if she ever got the steroid shot, we'd be up all night cleaning out closets and doing all kinds of stuff. She'd have all kinds of energy, and I'm like, I really would like to stop now. I'm tired. I didn't have a cortisone shot that's got me jonesing all night long. That's probably not the right word, but have me doing jazz hands all night. Yeah, and she did, and she wanted to keep going. We had a lot of fun though. We would either order a pizza, or we would eat popcorn. We would eat cereal for dinner. We didn't stop and cook, and we didn't stop and go out to eat. We ate what we had, or we ordered some, like a pizza to be delivered. Did we order pizza way back then? I think we did. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Or I may have ran to pick it up. I don't know. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is we stayed in and got some stuff done. Hey, don't get your little harness dirty, baby. Come on. We would get as much as we could done. And then my dad would come home at midnight and flip on the light in the kitchen and be like, what the happened in here? But of course, we were sound asleep by that time. The next morning, he'd be like, what happened in the kitchen? Mom's like, oh, we're gonna paint it. We're gonna paint it. I'm tired of the wallpaper. We had some wallpaper. Yellow flowers, yellow and, well, harvest gold, and what was it, avocado green wallpaper. I think that was what was on the walls when we first moved in. And then we went to having the border around the top. We had apples. We had all kinds of stuff. I would say the absolute worst thing we did was when we decided to take the wallpaper off of the wall. It's, as you're going down the steps, the wall keeps going, and then it comes across and it comes back this way, kind of like the other end of the hallway, but it was over the steps. She had this little stool that she used all the time, little wooden, kind of rickety stool. No handle to hold on to. I like my little ladder because I feel like I got something to hang on to. But she just had that little, I don't know, 3-foot tall stool. And she went down in the basement and got the encyclopedias. They finally came in use. And she stacked them up on a stair to make it even with the stair above it. And then she put the stool on two legs on the stair and 2 legs on those books, and she would get up there and score those walls, spray them with the vinegar, pull the wallpaper down, and I would be standing there waiting to catch her or get her whatever she needed. She was insane. I mean, she literally had no fear of most things, which is probably where I get that from too. Although I am terrified of heights. I'm a little bit different in that way. I am terrified of heights. When I lived at the townhouse, I had a area, the wall continued over the stairs. I mean, I guess that's a, common thing, Tracy. But it was 12 or 13 stairs going up, so it was really high. And I thought, oh, well, I've got an expandable painter's pole, so I'll just put my roller on it and I can paint it. Yeah, and I did. I couldn't trim it. I couldn't trim it. So then I had to pay Tommy, my yard guy, to come in and trim all that out. I mean, he had a very, very tall ladder to do all that with. And he was like, good thing I'm not scared of heights, huh? And I was like, yeah, good thing. But in my mind, I was going to use those little painter's sponges that you have that will go up and kind of do trim. That didn't work because I had paint everywhere. It was dripping everywhere. And I would try to get all the excess off. But anyway, it was a mess. But If y'all wonder where some of my shenanigans and ideas come from, they come from Shirley. Yes, they do. Because anytime we wanted anything done, it was a Wednesday or a Saturday when Dad was gone, and we would dive in and do it. And the next part 2 might be about the outside work that we did. So stay tuned. That will come later. Have a good day. Hi. What the heck is going on with my hair today? It's not what we're here to discuss. Can I just say that I worked on my printer on Thursday 45 minutes trying to get a paper jam out of it. The back doesn't come down. It got sucked up in there. I tore what I could out, but I couldn't see. I kept working on that thing. I just texted Ryan. I said, can you take a look at my printer and see if you can fix it, because there's a piece of paper jammed in there and I can't figure out how to get to it. I don't even think it was 5 minutes later he texted me back and said done. Sometimes men annoy me with their knowledge. I guess he had to take the roller out because there was no other way to get to it. There was no secret back door way in like some printers. And then he just fixes it. And he left a note on it that said Bob Marley with musical notes. So I'm not really sure what that's in reference to, but I wrote back the LOL anyway. Men, am I right? Why do they have to have all the skills? Ugh. I'm just kidding. I don't know what we'd do without them. To fix things and do things, because there's just some things that I can't do, and I can admit that. Yeah, I'm thankful to have you men, okay? But why couldn't we get some of that knowledge, I have some, but anyway, I'll be back. Hi. I pinned it back so it's not sticking out anymore. I ran out of air again. Okay, so before I tell you the outside story, I'm going to read you a story that just popped up on my phone. Where's Wally? That may be the name of this video. Where's Wally? Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. Wally, an emotional support alligator with thousands of social media followers from Jonestown, Pennsylvania, was allegedly stolen in Georgia over the weekend. Leave it to Georgia. Joey Henney, who owns Wally, said in an emotional TikTok video that the alligator was taken out of an enclosure in Brunswick, Georgia, while they were visiting friends. We need all the help we can get to bring my baby back. Please, we need your help, Henney said in the clip. An update on Wally's Facebook page Saturday said that walking searches were conducted in the area after the gator was taken sometime between 4:30 and 7 a.m., but they didn't turn up Wally. Henney said in the TikTok video and on his personal Facebook page that a reward is being offered for Wally's safe return with no questions asked. Sunday morning, Henney told CBS News Philadelphia that he was checking on a lead related to Wally's disappearance. In the last several years, Wally's popularity and internet celebrity has exploded. In 2022, Wally went viral on social media after he was seen swimming in Philadelphia's Love Park. That same year, Henney and Wally were featured in On the Road Again with Steve Hartman. Just can't wait to get on the road again on the CBS Evening News, where Henney explained that the rescue gator never bites anyone and has helped him battle depression. In October of 2023, Wally appeared at the Wells Fargo Center with Philadelphia Flyers mascot Gritty during the game, though a month earlier he was denied entry from a Phillies game due to Citizens Bank Park's policy on support animals. Listen to that cat. She started that at 6 o'clock this morning. So, an emotional support alligator. That's a new one. Hey, It's your business if you want an alligator as an emotional support animal, but I think I would be too afraid to have an emotional support alligator. I'd be afraid Wally would get hungry and forget that he was an emotional support alligator and grab me and flip and roll me in that Love Creek lake thing, and that would be the end of Tracy. Yeah. Well, I'm about to go to the bank and go get lunch, so Penny and I will be in the car, and we'll be back in a few, okay? Okay. Hello, we're in the car. You can't see her, though. Penny, they can't see you. Can you raise your head up? She's so very tired. Such a stressful day, laying around in her bed watching me work. Ain't that right, sugar? Yeah. So we're going to go to the bank, and then we're going to go get some lunch, and then we're going to come back. Okay, so the outside story. My mom was just as bad on the outside as she was the inside about, let's do this, right? So one time she wanted to build a brick pathway that led from the patio down to the edge of the house, and then she had flower beds on each side. No problem, except I have always been extremely strong, but that doesn't really matter that you're extremely strong, because women's bodies are not built the same as men's bodies, okay? So, yeah, maybe I don't have the strong back of a man. So I went and loaded up the wheelbarrow with bricks, and I mean, not like ridiculous, but you know, I kept lifting it, and I was like, oh, that's not heavy. And I'd put a few more in, and I'd lift it, and I was like, that's not heavy. Yeah, all the bricks were in the back of the yard, and I had to take them to the front of the yard. It was all in the backyard, though. Her backyard's about the size of mine. And, yeah, that's the first time, probably the first time that I ever hurt my back was carrying the bricks. And it wasn't like severe, but I could tell it was a twinge. So I ignored it because, you know, I was young and stupid. And we laid a brick pathway, and then we poured sand over it, and we swept the sand, and that brick pathway is still there. Yeah, I don't know how we did that. I mean, we had to shovel it to where it was level, and all the things. It was hard work. But then, my mom wanted a new flower bed, and my dad used to get so irritated with the new flower beds, because if it was up to him, well, I think he's a lot like his mama, Mary Frances. She had all the trees cut down at her house because she liked the nice clean yard with no leaves and easy to mow. And that's pretty much what Dad wanted. I don't know that he would have cut down that many trees, but he just didn't like all the flower beds because, well, you have to go back with a weed eater around the flower beds, and it's more work. And I said, oh, I'll start cutting the grass from now on. I did it like twice, and he told me that I missed a bunch of spots, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I tried, but I'm never gonna cut, because men and grass, am I right? There is something about a man and his grass, and I'm not talking about that kind of grass, although that is, yeah. But the new flower bed is where we're going, okay? This is before my mom had a ladies tiller. My dad had a big old Toro tiller, a man's tiller. Yeah. And I thought, I can do this because I'm freakishly strong. I can do anything I want to do. That's always been my problem, is I think that I can do anything. Well, I did it all right. I went back there and I made sure that it had oil and gas and all the things, and I cranked that bad boy up, and that tiller took off running because those things start going. You know, those wheels, the wheels on the bus go round, but not the wheels, the tiller thing, the thing that chops up the ground. Apparently, you have to be strong enough to push it down to get it in the dirt. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't tall enough, because I'm holding the tiller way up like this, right? The tiller kept going. I guess it wasn't one of those that when you let go of the handle that it stopped. No, it wasn't one of those, because it kept going and it kept going, and it didn't stop until it crashed through the wooden fence. It took the wooden fence down, and then it finally stopped. And again, I guess from nervousness, I was laughing hysterically. And then my dad was, of course, at work, because he was always at work. So he comes home to see that the tiller has crashed through the wooden gate. And he's like, what the? That was always, you know, like, what happened? Yeah, long story. Your tiller's okay, though. Okay, that's going to be it for this one. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon, because these people will be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries, which, good Lord willing, will be tomorrow. Okay? Toodles, my noodles, and stay silly, my friends. Can you tell them bye? She said bye.